Good morning and hello. This is Pablo Cabrera coming back with Mosquito Bites Live. Welcome to this episode of Mosquito Bites Live. I'm very excited to be joined by one of our special guests today, the Upper San Gabriel Water District. But before I bring them on, I just want to make sure people are tuning in and welcoming you back to Mosquito Bites Live, our series that we have going on here at the San Gabriel Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District. So once again, today I'm going to be joined by Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District, and we'll be talking all things water, especially here in California. Water is super important, but also what is a vector control district and a water district doing, partnering together and working together. So Upper SGV, I see you put in your request. I'm going to go ahead and request here. Let's see if you'll be getting connected soon. While we wait, once again, this is Mosquito Bites Live. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Pablo. Nice to be
Good to
here.
see you. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Of course.
Awesome. Well, again, this is Mosquito Bites Live, our series that we have here at the San Gabriel Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District. Let me fix my screen here real quick so we can see. There we go. This is Mosquito Bites Live, again, that we have here at the San Gabriel Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District. And today I'm joined by Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District. Another nice long title.
I know.
So Nicole, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and where you're coming from today.
Yeah, of course. So I'm Nichol Delgado. I'm the Government Affairs and Community Outreach representative with the Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District. I know it's a very long title. So what we do just internally and externally, we like shorten it to Upper District. It's just so much easier just to get it out there. But we're a wholesale water supply agency. We have about over 25 water retailers who serve water to customers or residents throughout the San Gabriel Valley. And we have about 18 cities that we serve. So all along the foothill cities, Doherty, Bradbury, South Pasadena, Monrovia, down to Baldwin Park, El Monte, which I believe is where 80s originated. Yeah,
That's
unfortunately.
right, yeah.
But so we like cover a huge portion of the San Gabriel Valley, and one of our main functions is to import water from up north, Bay Delta and other sources, and then we replenish our groundwater basin, which is right below our feet in the San Gabriel Valley. So in order to preserve our water supplies, we're always encouraging conservation, water use efficiency, and just to continue like having a reliable water supply.
Awesome. And that's really good and informative to know. As you know, water is super important to our vital everyday life. Something as turning on the faucet or taking a shower at the end of the day. Those are all simple things to us, but I know it's a lot of work for the water districts that we work with here in San Gabriel. And I definitely relate to having a very long title of a district.
Right.
We here have the same thing, so we also shorten it to SGV Mosquito, which is how we're known across social media platforms. So the San Gabriel Valley is awesome, but it's also a very long name when you're trying to get messages across.
Exactly.
So once
Exactly.
again, I'm joined by Nicole on this episode of Mosquito Bites Live, who's joining us from Upper San Gabriel Valley Water District. And I know you guys have some really cool stuff going on called Conserve-A-Palooza. So what is Conserve-A-Palooza and how can people get involved?
Okay, yeah. So Conserve-A-Palooza is a 5-week online conservation program. So, and we incorporate conservation trivia and water use efficiency giveaways in order to get residents engaged and, just practice conservation in their daily lives. So what we do for 5 weeks, every week we have a new topic. So last week we had fire escaping, and in recognition of our fire prevention month, October. And then this week we partnered with you, the San Gabriel Valley Mosquito Vector Control District, to provide tips on mosquito prevention and then also talk about native landscaping. And then for the remaining 3 weeks, we have different topics. We talk about EPA water sense, trusting your tap for one, and then we talk more about our local water supply. So tune in. You could find all of this information on our social media platforms. And to enter to the conservation or the Conserve-A-Palooza is you just have to answer trivia questions. So they're all on our social media. Very simple, very brief. They're just 5 questions. And from there, we randomly select winners, and then they receive like prizes like, I'm gonna just show them to you, Pablo.
Yeah.
Like an Armstrong gift card. We're really
Nice.
promoting like native plants and water use efficiency giveaways, either outdoors or indoors. So we have like a high efficiency clothes washer, leak
Nice.
detection kits, Rainbird, which is like a smart irrigation
Oh
controller.
yeah.
hmm And then, yeah, and then we also, so those are just a few things that we give away, and we're really excited about it.
Awesome. Those sound like really
Yeah.
cool giveaways, especially going on a little shopping spree at Armstrong and getting all the native plants out there. I'm a happy plant parent. I have some good plants that have been treated well during the pandemic. So hopefully people will get some California native plants out in their yards or in their homes as well.
Exactly. And I noticed a lot of people during the pandemic, they went to the local nurseries and they just started stocking up on plants because they're like, oh, at
Yeah.
least I could care for something. So instead of getting those like water intensive plants, go for the succulents, go for the drought tolerant ones. Yeah.
Those are much cooler, and I think they're way better. One that we push a lot is bromeliads. While I know some people like them, but bromeliads are tropical plants. They are hard to keep up, and they hold stagnant water, which is a huge problem when it comes to us here in vector control. So again,
Yeah.
the more you know, and planting smartly, I think is really important to know as well.
Yep, exactly.
So once again, my name is Pablo, and I'm joined by Nicole from the Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District here on this episode of Mosquito Bites Live. And we just went over Conserve-A-Palooza, the big month-long initiative that they're doing at the Water District. This week is mosquito themed for the Municipal Water District. So we're super excited to partner with them on this, as well as getting the word out there and all the cool prizes that you can win as part of Conserve-A-Palooza. So make sure you guys are following them and checking out what you guys can be a part of and learning tons of stuff when it comes to water out there. And that brings me to my next question. So why would a water district and mosquito and vector control district work together? At face value, it doesn't really make sense, but why would we need to work together?
Yeah, that's a good question too. So in the past, when we had more consistent rainy seasons, right now it's super dry, but when we had consistent rainy seasons, we actually organized rain barrel giveaways, and we partnered with the Mosquito Vector Control District to inform residents and educate them on how to maintain their rain barrels. Because rain barrels are good for conservation. You could use that when you store the water, you use it to water your thirsty plants later when it's dry, and then but you also have to be careful with mosquitoes like invading your home space, your yards, if you just have that stagnant water there. So we had we had education materials, and we had the rain barrel maintenance information. But for Conserve-A-Palooza, and now that the Aedes mosquitoes are becoming more prevalent, especially in the fall, and there's greater risk with biting. I know there's been like a lot of people talking about they've been bit, like there's a higher frequency of like biting going on in San Gabriel Valley. So we're like, and it's dry right now. So we figured what better way to like collaborate and talk about water use efficiency while also talking about mosquito prevention techniques. And so for Conserve-A-Palooza, we decided to talk about native landscaping. And to understand why that is, you have to understand like mosquitoes and some characteristics about them. And one of them is like they're weak flyers. And so they really gravitate towards like shady areas, like microclimates, tropical areas where they could rest, get some R&R. And then, and then they also are attracted to stagnant water. So if you have like puddles of water in the backyard, in the front yard, they're going to be attracted to that. So what we do, what we're saying is like native landscaping is a perfect way for residents to embrace because it's water efficient. It's low maintenance. You don't have to water every day or as frequently every week, and then it also prevents from mosquitoes from breeding in the area because there's not going to be pools of water near the planters or the near your landscape. pretty much. And so that's why we have a Water Smart Minute on Thursday. Director Santana and we have Ada Ease, the mosquito.
Yes.
Yeah, we did a little Water Smart Minute. It's going to be dropping on Thursday, so tune in. We have some really good facts and good information on how to prevent mosquitoes, and then why native landscaping is important for preventing mosquito invasion. Yeah.
And you touched on some really good stuff there, especially when it comes to planting natively here to what naturally grows here in the state of California. It is saving you on water, and it's also preventing mosquito sources around your yard. I know people love having diversity in plants and different types of plants and everything. And I know one big misconception that we've learned and we've helped to educate a lot of people is people think, oh, being California native or having a California native landscape, it's going to look like a desert, or it's ugly, or it's not going to look nice. And when in reality, there is so many California native plants that you can plant out there. We have a lot of those resources available on our website, so be sure to check out that on our website and see what cool native plants you can plant. And you're adding more of the beneficial insects into your yard versus the pests like mosquitoes, because you'll be attracting the monarch butterflies that go through their migration and come through California, as well as other insects that are beneficial to our area and adding to that biodiversity. And mosquitoes, we don't want mosquitoes in our yard. So having less water sitting around, puddles, like you said, of water, or having plant saucers or small items that collect stagnant water, because that's ultimately what mosquitoes are looking for. Stagnant water to lay their eggs, and that's where you're going to see the larvae and pupa and eggs in there. And then in just 5 to 7 days, you'll get adults flying out of there. So the less of those items you have, the less chance you have of mosquitoes breeding in your yard. So we highly encourage being California native, having a California native landscape, and being more effective with that. And I saw we got a question coming through here from, I believe, Robin, is when do mosquitoes start going away in winter? That's a very good question. Unfortunately, we do live in Southern California, so we had rain the other day and it starts to get warm again. We had 90-degree weather just last week. So while the colder temperature does help reduce the adult mosquitoes, the adult mosquitoes are still looking for places to lay their eggs and put their mosquito larvae or lay their eggs in, I'm sorry. And so they will go into our drainage systems or areas underground. So we like to say the threat beneath our feet. That's why we work here at Vector Control year round. We're treating the underground areas on a weekly basis, so making sure we're looking at that and encouraging residents to continue to eliminate stagnant water, because the larvae, even though it's too cold, the larvae will still hang out in the stagnant water. They'll just won't emerge quite yet and be flying adults. So while winter will help reduce the mosquito population, we will still have mosquitoes, so still being vigilant for mosquito sources is super important. And I saw you were holding up something, Nicole. Did you want to point something out?
Yeah, it's just one of our stickers. It says "Go Native."
Oh,
So
awesome.
if anyone's interested in getting some of these stickers, just DM us at Upper District and we'll send these along. Yeah.
Awesome. So again, this is, my name is Pablo from San Gabriel Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District, and I'm joined by Nicole from the Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District, and we're talking about water here in the state of California. So we went over Conserve-A-Palooza, the big initiative that Upper San Gabriel Valley is doing this month, and this week happens to be mosquito and vector control. And we just went over how we as Vector Control and a water district are working together. Like I mentioned, mosquitoes are looking for stagnant water, and when it comes to water, just being smart about how you're conserving water as well as how you're using the water in your yard, and encouraging California native landscapes in our areas. Yeah. And that brings me to my third question is, so what are your top 3 water tips that also help prevent mosquitoes?
Okay, so one of them is like using a broom. So when you use a broom outside, instead of watering your driveway with a water hose, use a broom. It first of all saves water. I think it saves up to 8 to 18 gallons every minute you use the water hose. So that's great. And And it also prevents like puddles of water from below your driveway or in your landscape, in your yard. So that's one excellent way to reduce your water consumption is don't use your water hose, use a broom. The second one is fixing any leaks, like any irrigation leaks in your yard. You could save like tens of gallons of water if you just fix those leaks because they add up over time. So, and also if you after you fix the leaks, if you want to install something that's water efficient, like a high maybe like rotating sprinkler heads or a smart controller to time out when you're going to be watering, that's an excellent way too. And then a third way is just planting native plants, being water wise when you're choosing, when you're going to the local nursery and choosing some native plants, you know, go for the native plant ones. Whether it's trees, whether it's flowers, it creates biodiversity. It doesn't require fertilizer, and it's just it's natural. It's natural, and it's great for your region. So those are just several tips to use. Also, I want to just put another plug in is Metropolitan Water District under bewaterwise.com. They have some turf removal rebates. It's $2 per square foot. They may be increasing that, but right now that's really good. So just make sure to take advantage of that. You could go on bewaterwise.com and you could just apply. And they have a list of requirements on there, and you'll get your rebate. So it's free money. Take advantage of it. They also have rebates for outdoor water use efficiency devices, so rotating sprinkler heads, water smart controllers, all of that. So take advantage of that. It's available, and we're pushing conservation. This is according to Department of Water Resources. This is the third driest year on record.
Right.
And yeah, it's very dry out there. I know it's raining outside right now, but this is definitely an anomaly, and we don't know whether we're going to get rain in the future. So just be very cognizant when you're using your water, whether it's indoors and outdoors. And and yeah, that's one major thing. We're just encouraging. I know the Governor Newsom declared a drought emergency for all 58 counties throughout California. And then with that, it goes hand in hand with encouraging residents and consumers to reduce their water use consumption by 15%. So, you know, every little bit counts. We say every drop counts. So just, yeah, just make conservation a way of life.
That's awesome. And I really
Yeah.
like the tips that you gave us and simple things that we can do
Hmm.
to prevent using too much water as part of our daily habits. And even then, you know, using the broom instead of the water hose to clean our
Hmm.
front yards, we can make that as part of our exercise. It's only 30 minutes, so there's a double bonus in that. We are in
Exactly.
our offices or at home sitting so much, so why not? Get up and move around a little bit and use the broom to clean up our yard. So those are some really good helpful tips, and I'm sure you guys have a lot more tips on how we can conserve water on your website. So be sure to check out Upper San Gabriel on their website. The link is in their bio to get more information from there. And I
Awesome.
saw we got a good question here um, from, let's see. The question is, what can I do to keep mosquitoes from breeding in my rain barrel? That's a very good question. So when it comes to rain barrels, unfortunately, rain barrels weren't made to be to keep mosquitoes out. So we have a lot of information on that on our website. So be sure to look up rain barrels on our website, and we have little modifications that you can do, like putting screens on the main openers or making sure that you don't have the water open. But the biggest thing, and I'm sure Nicole will agree with me, is making your rain barrel as part of your normal water use. Don't think of it as you're just storing water in there until you need it. Collect the water that you collected from the rain, and then use that to plant your plants the next day or a few days later.
Right.
Don't keep your water stored there the whole time.
Hmm.
So that's one simple way that you can help keep mosquito larvae out of your rain barrels and making that water a part of your normal water use. And
Exactly.
so once again, did you want to add something?
No, I just saw some. No, I don't have anything to add. I was just looking through the comments and I saw someone say, I hope I win. So I think they're referring to Conserve-A-Palooza. I'm like, I hope you win too. Just keep answering those trivia questions.
Yeah, you got to get the
Yeah.
answer those questions correctly. So once
Yeah.
again, my name is Pablo, and I'm joined by Nicole from the Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District, and we're talking about water here in California. So we went over Conserve-A-Palooza, the big initiative Upper San Gabriel is hosting, as well as what we are doing as vector control and a water district working together, and 3 simple tips that you can do to help conserve water as well as keep mosquitoes out of your yard. And that brings me, Nicole, to my final question. And I've asked this question to all the guests we have here on Mosquito Bites Live. If you were a mosquito, what would your name be?
Okay, I had to think about this one a lot, Pablo. I'm like, it's not that easy actually. But I think I just put a play on my name and I said Nichol the Nibbler.
Oh,
Nibbler the Nibbler. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
it
it.
was fun. Yeah,
Looking for your blood source any moment you can get
exactly. My livelihood.
it.
Yeah.
Nice. So once again, this was Mosquito Bites Live. As part of our series here, we have the San Gabriel Valley Mosquito and Vector Control District. Be sure to check out all our previous episodes that we've done before on Mosquito Bites Live. And once again, I was joined by Nicole from the Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District. And we went over Conserve-A-Palooza, some really cool prizes you can win. So be sure to check out their website and follow them on social media for all the cool stuff they're doing this week. And for the exciting video we have that will be dropping this Thursday, correct, Nicole?
Yep, that's right. And we have Uppy and Nutty who will be
Oh,
helping
yes, your friends
drop the
there.
video. Our little mascots, our watershed mascots, and Ada E. So stay tuned and answer those trivia questions because you may be winning some really cool water use efficiency devices.
Nice. And once again, and we went over some quick tips that you can do to help conserve water as well as keep mosquitoes out of your yard. And with that being said, Nicole, do you have any closing remarks for us before we end this today?
Just conserve, everyone. We have like what Pablo said, we have water saving resources and tips and great rebates, so free money for you to continue conserving. And if you haven't conserved before, you're not sure how to like get started, go to upperdistrict.org. There's a list of resources, videos, everything. So conserve, conserve, conserve.
That's awesome. I think that's super helpful because we hear the word conserve water, but sometimes we don't know what that means or where do you even get started. So be sure to check out their website and ways that you can be more water efficient and water smart, as well as keeping mosquitoes out of your yard, which is something nobody wants. We don't want mosquitoes like Ada visiting our yards anytime soon. So thank you so much, Nicole, for joining us for this episode of Mosquito Bites Live. And until then, we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, Pablo. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.